Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another episode of recreating Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past inside of Minecraft. This is now the 20th episode in the series, which means it is definitely my longest running YouTube series ever. Thank you all for the massive support on our last two devlogs and YouTube shorts. In this video we'll once again be adding a ton of enemies to Minecraft. We have 3 enemies of the same type with a tougher variant and a smaller variant, as well as 3 unique other enemies coming up. Let's begin with a basic enemy, the Stal. This enemy looks like the skull of a skeleton, similar to the Stalfos heads. These things can appear in the Dark World, but not as regular enemies roaming around in the Overworld. You may find these skulls lying around inside of dungeons and even just in the Overworld. If Link has the Titan's Mid item found in Thief Town, he can lift these skulls and throw them to find some rupees, magic or hearts to heal. However, some of these skulls can turn into Stals, aggressive skull enemies that rapidly bounce towards Link while opening and closing their mouths to bite him. Recreating this in Minecraft was a simple task. I already had the picking up of stones in the game, so I added the same mechanic for picking up skulls. After that I added a 1 in 10 chance of a skull turning into a Stal enemy. The Stal then uses motion mathematics to launch towards the player at the same speed every second. I got 2 models from our new modeler Blue Gaming, one for the regular Stal and one for the Stal with an open mouth. When Stal is in the air, it will use the open mouth model and vice versa. I also used the closed mouth variant for the skulls you can pick up. Let's check this first enemy out right now. Alright, so the first enemy you have to show off is the Stal enemy, and now this actual skull thing that you can pick up, it had to be some kind of block, because making every single one of the skulls an entity isn't really a great idea when it comes to coding. So I replaced the pink candle, and it's 4 different models because you can place 4 of them in one block with the different rotations. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Cool. So you can pick up all these just by shifting, and then they will be on your head like this, held item, and also an F5 like this. And then you can once again just shift to throw these, and they will break upon collision. And as I said in the video, there's a 1 in 10 chance for the Stal enemy to spawn. So if I'm lucky here, I might get the Stal enemy if I... Okay, I didn't get... Alright, let's try this again. Oh shit, there it is. Okay, so as you can see, Stal enemy with his animations, with his head kind of opening when he is jumping. And as you can see, he's really good at aiming towards you. And he kind of jumps kind of far, so it's, if you're walking he probably catch up to you, but if you're running it's not that hard to run away from. So how much damage does he deal? He deals 100 damage on collision, and as you can see, you can just kill him like this. This is the golden sword, by the way, like the most powerful thing in the game. That's 3 hits from him. Good. Let's see if we get another one maybe. The chance is small, but okay, we didn't get another one, but that's pretty much just the Stal enemy and the functionality with the skulls you can pick up. So let's get back to record with Casper. Next up is a family of electrical flying squids. And I'm not making that up, and I'd like to once again refer to the point I made in last month's video about the developers of this game smoking cocaine while coming up with these enemies. Anyways, in A Link to the Past, these enemies fly around towards Link while maintaining a higher position to make defeating them slightly harder. The best part is their self-defense move, electricity. Every 10 seconds, Bari will stop in midair and release an electrical burst, electrocuting any nearby players. During this state, Bari is also invulnerable. In Minecraft, I used hard-coded movement with commands to get that flying motion to work. I put an invisible silverfish in there for hit detection and also added the electrocution mechanic with simple tick timings. There exists also a red variant, simply called Red Bari. This variant is stronger, deals more damage and moves slightly faster. Finally, there is a tiny variant called Biri, which is a smaller and weaker variant of Bari with a smaller hitbox and model. In A Link to the Past, Biri can spawn from Red Bari when you damage them, kinda like they're giving birth, but we're not really sure if this mechanic will be ported over to our project yet. The models here were made by Finn and Reeves.
they have a bunch of animation frames to give the effect of a majestic flying squid homing into your face to kill you. Let's murder some squids.
Alright, so next up we're showing off Bari, Red Bari, and also the smaller Biri variants. So I'm going to start off here with, I'm going to start off here with Bari. So we're going to do a link to past 7/Bari. There we go. Bari. Here he is. You did maybe see a silverfish right at the start there. That wasn't yet invisible. That's Minecraft really changed how their effect MBT works, so I'll have to go through all of my enemies again. Point is, this is the Bari. And as you can see, every few seconds he will do a little electrocution. He will stop. Just like that, and then this. Now the sound effect is kind of annoying. It's just like the electrocution sound effect in Link to the Past being played continuously. And also if you get damaged during that cycle, it will play again. We should probably use a different sound, but we are going to replace all of the sound effects with our own, so it doesn't really matter right now. Now, if it's not in electrocution mode and you somehow damage it, or like somehow touch it, that is a half a heart. And if you do the same thing while it is in electrocution mode, just a second here, there you go, this will happen and you lose, what was that, 2 hearts of damage? Yeah. So this one's pretty strong. You can hit it still, but if it is, if it is in its execution mode, as you will see in a bit here, in the electrocution mode you cannot hit it. So nothing's happening here, and when it comes back, I can start hitting it again. Okay, so that's a Bari. Let's go over to the Red Bari here. I'm going to heal myself first. And let's summon Red Bari. So as you can see right off the bat, touching it, 1 heart, as opposed to half a heart. And once again, you can hit it like this, when it's not electrocuting, and when it is electrocuting, the animation is pretty much the same thing here. Let's see how much damage we get. That is 3 hearts of damage. And you can't hit it during that animation. And then there's also the Biri, which is a little bit of a weaker variant. Now, we also do have a Red Biri, which didn't really exist, but we made the model, so we might use it, but I'm only going to show off the Biri here. Oh god. So, here's the Biri. It does still have a tentacle animation if you look really closely, and has a little bit of a electrocution animation. It was hard to get that done for such a small enemy. Touching it, still half a heart, because I can't really go lower than half a heart. But I'm pretty sure that touching it while electrocuting is probably going to deal, yeah, like 1 heart. Okay, so this one also just takes 1 hit from basically any sort. And that is all of the Bari and Biri variants. So I hope you enjoyed, and let's get back to the script.
In a previous video, quite a while ago now, we covered Octorok. Octorok was a basic overworld enemy that has appeared in almost every Zelda game to date. In A Link to the Past, it has a variant that only spawns in the Dark World, called Slarok. I'm unsure why the prefix Octo turned into Slaw here, because Slaw doesn't mean anything, but whatever. This variant is stronger, with its rocks dealing more damage, but it shoots a little less often, and is all around less aggressive towards the player. Any true coding master knows that recoding something that you've already made is a waste of time, so I copy-pasted the code from Octorok, changed some values around, and called it a day. The models were made by Finn and animated by Reeves, so let's get smacked by some rocks.
Alright, next up is the Slawrock. So Slawrock is pretty much the exact same thing as an Octorok, except it like shoots less, but it's much harder. So let's go ahead, summon Slawrock here. Oops. There we go, there's the Slawrock. Oh god, his animation's pretty simple, because the first thing we decided to do is just make a model, and then we found out that he couldn't do more, like Minecraft couldn't handle things being rotated on 2 different axes in models, so we had to like not do that and just make simple animation like this. Pretty sad, because it has cool rotated legs which are more smooth, but Minecraft doesn't like that, so we can't do it. And as you can see, it's been spitting some balls here, and these balls will eventually disappear after about 30 seconds to save on game resources, but if they touch a wall like this, it will also disappear. They will also disappear, and I will take damage. 2 hearts actually. For the Octorok, if you go back to the original video, I think it's 1 heart. Touching the Slawrock will deal a half heart, and killing it doesn't really take that long. Oh god. It doesn't really take that long. About 3 hits. So yeah, that's basically the Slawrock enemy. Hope you enjoyed, and let's get back to Recorded Casper.
Finally, there is the Ropa enemy. In a sense, this tentacled beast is the Dark World variant of Armos because it has that same jumping motion, but it's smaller and the jumps reach less of a distance. They also tend to come in bigger groups, which is where they pose the biggest challenge. Ropa is one of the first enemies you encounter in the Dark World, so it's important that we get it right. I altered Armos' code a bit and made it a little stronger. The models for Ropa were made by Blue Gaming and animated by Reeves. Let's kill some tentacled boys.
Alright, so finally there is the Ropa enemy. The Ropa enemy jumps towards you, it's the first enemy you see in the Dark World, and I really like the model on this one. We have 4 different animation frames, 2 of which are just the mirrored versions of the other ones. But let's just effect heal ourselves and let's summon the Ropa with the command. And there we go, here it is. As you can see, touching it dealt 3 hearts of damage. It bounces around, has particles whenever it hits the ground, and whenever it hits the ground, together with those particles it has a little Aki slime sound effect. So I really like the way these tentacles turned out. I think it actually really sells the look of, I don't know, fucking tentacle monster. So as you can see, touching it, 3 hearts, it's kind of painful, but I mean, when you're in the Dark World, you should already have like a bit of armor. I'm not wearing any armor right here. And it can jump onto like higher ledges and stuff like that. So it's pretty easy to dodge and also pretty easy to get rid of. It's also pretty easy to kill if I can get close enough. There we go. 2 to 3 hits from the golden sword, and just in general probably about 4 hits. So that's basically all I can show you for the Ropa enemy. I really just like the way this one looks. I think it just looks great. The sound effects and the particles are amazing, and the models themselves made by Reeves are also really good. So thank you for watching, and let's go back to the final segment.
And that's all for episode 20. If you want to catch up on how the project is advancing in general, make sure to check out the September 1st checkpoint video I made, in which I go into detail over the progress we've made so far and the state of the project. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay safe.